Good morning, my friends. Welcome to the podcast, The Millionaire of the Diamonds. So, if this is the very first time you're joining us, know this: you're not coming here to be inspired. Oh, no, 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 especially today. You're not coming here to be motivated. You're taking a picture. And let's smile.
Okay.
No, it's sometimes in our meetings, right? People do screenshot, and for some reason, I'm always like this, and I go, "Excuse me." Well, this is us. I'm Maria Mariano, over 40 some years in multi level marketing. And this is a podcast put together, honestly, uh, for me. And I found myself the team that I knew that would be relentless and that wouldn't give up after it got hard because it really gets hard sometimes. How many years has it been? 5 years? The podcast?
Uh,
Six.
yes. Five,
Six
six. Yeah,
years.
6 years. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 years. And how many hours did you take a time to calculate at a certain point the hours?
I think that now we're close to 2000 hour, but I don't know if we've go over it yet.
Yeah. So remember that anything you want to be successful at requires to be relentless. And most of all, nobody starts succeeding under 10,000 hours. Like anything we do. And we didn't start this podcast, Jean-Philippe Marie-Pierre, saying, we're number one in the world. You're going to see it's going to. No, 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 no. This is the other thing. No matter the success, are you still walking on the ground? It is so important. So, like anything new we start, it's going to require 10,000 hours of practice. And yes, as we're moving forward, the podcasts can only get better and better because we know it's a question of time. For sure, we bring our experience. That's for sure. So today, Maria, myself, I'm going to share with you. Well, I'm going to share with you. I'm going to kind of release what's actually happening when people are training or people are sharing with them their success, why they get you under your skin. Basically, that's where I'm going with this part of the podcast. And again, I'm so glad that we are sharing the podcast of Mel Robbins because honestly, I think if you were just going to read the book, because it's so she takes a long time to say something that could have been said in a shorter time. There's a good chance that after chapter 2 you would have let it go, and as we're diving deeper in the book it just gets more deeper, like more relevant. So today you're going to get from Jean-Philippe four principles, Jean-Philippe, four principles that will bring you to shift your mindset, and Marie-Pierre, of course, the reflection on what you should do if you're feeling the jealousy, if you're feeling the irritation. And this is why this podcast is transformational, not inspirational, not motivational. And I'm so glad to see James, who's going through a tough time right now. I'm so happy, James, to see you here. Jennifer, brand new director. And, when she was promoted director, this is Jean-Philippe Marie-Pierre, what you get from me. I said to Jennifer, you didn't die and go to heaven. You didn't, it's like getting a diploma in university. This is where the hard grind starts. And I'm so glad I'm able to um, mentor and coach her with the real things she needs to hear, and that's what brought her to directorship. Now if you get offended when good people like myself are coaching and mentoring you, then there's a you problem. It's not a they problem, and this is what you're going to walk away with. So again, thank you everyone for being here. I see that Lisa's with us, Jacqueline, Sherry Novak, you guys are so amazing. Louise Gauthier, thank you for being our literally our cheerleaders. And I saw Olga too. So over to you, Marie-Pierre, before we move on, to share the podcast with everybody that thinks always the problem is out there, never here. 99.99% of society. Did I just say that? Yes, I did.
Okay, so let's start to share. So you see, you have the arrow to share just beside where you write your comments, so you can share on every social media platform. And when you share, you can also copy paste the text that you have in the comments, so people understand why they should listen to the podcast. But of course, when you have someone in mind that really needs to hear that, you can send it directly by messenger or text message. Those one-on-one is the best way to make sure they will click on the link to listen to the podcast. Then we have our contest, Millionnaires des Diamants. So first, when you go on our Facebook group called Les Millionnaires des Diamants Inspirational Group. Every time that you post, every time that you react, every time that you put a comment, you gain points during the month to be in the top 10 contributor. And at the end of the month, the official top 10 get a voucher to go shop on the boutique Les Millionnaires des Diamants. And then we have a draw at the end of each month. So to be in the draw, there's two ways. First, with the boutique. So when you place your order, when you receive your order, always take a picture and post on social media and tag Les Millionnaires des Diamants. And the second way, same thing, but with the books, Les Millionnaires des Diamants. So you just receive another book, you take a picture, you're reading one of the book, you take a picture, you're doing one of the quiz book, you take a picture, you're doing one of the workbook, you take a picture, you're using your agenda, you take a picture. So you can have a new picture every day that you post on social media, but make sure that you always tag Les Millionnaires des Diamants so you can be in the draw at the end of the month. And last thing, if you don't already have your ticket for the next conference, it's time to click on the link to get your ticket to be with us. And it's going to be a virtual conference, so you can join us from all around the world to be with us. And if you are close to the studio where we're going to be in Anjou, so you can send me a message if you want to be in person with us. And there's still some place, so you need your ticket, and then write me, and I will add you to the list of people that will be with us.
I love it. That's it. Tomorrow morning, the contest. I'm getting it. After 2,000 hours, I'm getting it. Okay, so let's dive in right away because today I want to talk about comparison. Okay, so if you're leaning in and taking notes, we want to talk about comparison because here's the truth. We will always compare. Always, always, always. The question is not, do I compare? Of course I compare. The real question is, when I compare, does it bring me down or does it bring me up? That is the question. Because comparison can destroy you or comparison can teach you. And I want to be very, very clear. I compare all the time, all the time, all the time, but not to feel smaller. No, 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 no. Ask Marie-Pierre. I compare to learn. I compare to elevate myself. I compare to ask better questions. I compare what is their blueprint that I don't already have in my hands. When I see success, someone succeeding, I don't want to sit there and say, oh, why her? Oh, why him? Oh, well, they were lucky. No, 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 no. I want their blueprint, okay? What are they doing? What are their habits? What are their reps? Like at the gym, what are they continuously repeating? What is the work behind the result? Because success always leaves clue. So you want to take down another note? Success will always leave clues. And that is with your marriage. That is with your children. Oh, that is with your pets. With a garden. It always, always leaves clues. And most people are looking at the applause, but they are not looking at the work, at the grind. They look at the singer on stage with the lights, the voice, the crowd, the standing ovation. Oh, they say, wow, she was born that way with that talent. Maybe, but talent alone never makes you worldwide. Talent without discipline is wasted. Talent without work ethic is wasted. Talent without consistency is wasted. And I think you can think of a lot of people that were extremely talented and didn't have the discipline, didn't have the work ethic, didn't have the consistency. Talent without uncomfortable practice is wasted. Talent without repetition is wasted. The singer you admire do not become excellent only because she had been blessed with an amazing voice. She became excellent because she trained the voice to higher levels. She practiced when nobody was clapping. She repeated the same song 500 times. She accepted the correction. She failed. She started again. She showed up tired. She showed up when she didn't feel like it. She protected her dream with discipline. You want to take down another note? Protect your dream with discipline. That is what we need to see when we compare, not the glamour, the reps, the work, the consistency, the determination. And it is the same in business. When you see someone becoming a director, Jennifer Morris. Okay. Don't just look at the title. Look at the work. How many messages did she send? How many follow ups did she do? How many no's did she hear before her first yes? How many lives did she do when nobody was watching and she still kept showing up? How many times did she invite? How many times did she repeat the same simple action? How many times did she choose discipline over emotion, over I don't feel like it, over I'm tired, over I have diarrhea? I mean, call it whatever you want, and you still show up, okay? That is the part people don't want to see. They want the result, but they don't want the recipe. They want the stage, but they don't want the part of the rehearsal. And this is where comparison becomes powerful. Because when I compare to learn, I realize something extraordinary. What you are, I can become. What you know, I can learn. What you built, I can study and build my own masterpiece. That is leadership. Leadership is not jealousy. Leadership is not insecurity. Leadership is not being threatened by someone else's success. Leadership is the maturity that look at success and say, teach me. Show me a formula and I'll show you the habits that keeps that formula going. Show me the discipline, show me the system, show me the reps, because if you did it, then it means it can be done. That's what I was raised with. My mother, an Italian, would always say, what one man can do with a capital M, another man can do. And here is where we need to be absolutely honest. Most people don't have success problem. What they do have is a work ethic problem. They have a consistency problem. They have a discipline problem. They have a follow up, follow through problem. They want to feel motivated before they move. But successful people move when the motivation has disappeared. Successful people move when they are not inspired. They get to work. So if I talk and I'm irritating you, chances are that you want my wallet, but you don't want the grind. If I talk and I am irritating you, it's because you want my success, but you're not ready to do what I'm doing. That's what happens when you're talking to people that want what you have, but are not willing to put in the grind. Now, to better understand, there's 4 elements. I'll leave you in the hands of Jean-Philippe.
Good morning, everyone. So, yes, absolutely. We are going to look at the truth that is lying under like jealousy. Okay. Because as Maria just said, okay, jealousy isn't about like the other person. Okay. It's about the gap between where you are right now and where you wish like you were. So, we are going to look at 4 different principles. So, first pillar. Nobody gets jealous of something they don't want. Okay, this is fundamental. You will never be jealous of somebody that is pursuing a dream that you're not interested in. If you don't care about golf, you won't be jealous of your neighbor that is really good at it. Okay? If you don't care about sports, you won't be jealous of the athlete. If you don't want to write a book or you don't like to read necessarily, you won't be jealous of a best selling author. Jealousy is a signal, it's an indicator, it's a desire detector. So when you feel jealousy, you need to analyze it. Okay. So Mel Robin in the book shared the story of her friend Molly, that is a talented interior designer. So when she sees like her neighbor with no design experience posting photo of her house, getting thousands of likes, she was devastated. She spiraled and she became jealous. Why? Because Molly wants deep down to develop like her social media presence. So she knows she should. Okay. So what is beautiful in this is that jealousy is an invitation for your future self. Okay, it's inviting you to look more closely at someone else, not to make you feel inferior, but to show you what is possible. So when something is or someone is triggering you, pay attention. Okay, the trigger is revealing a dream, is revealing something that you want. It's a valuable information. So that is the first part. Second pillar, jealous people analyze people, learner analyze strategies. So here is the difference, okay? It's called the torture comparison or the teacher comparison, exactly what Maria just shared with you previously, okay? So if you use the torture comparison, unfortunately, you will be obsessed and fixed on attribute of somebody, okay? It could be like, let's say, their beauty, their height, their family, their inner talent, their luck, okay? You're torturing yourself on things that you will never change or even cannot change right now, okay? So you look at the cards in their hands instead of looking at how they play, okay, those cards. But on the other side, if you use the teacher comparison, is when you look at aspect of someone's life, okay, that you could create yourself with time, effort, and consistency. Okay, you analyze not who they are, but what they did and how they did it. Okay, so this is really what you need to focus on. So the question isn't why her, the question is what did she do that I didn't do? Or how did she build this? Okay, so with repetition, okay, so then you can start analyzing, okay, what is your process. Number three, pillar number three, jealousy become toxic when it turns into excuse. Okay. So people, okay, that are jealous will say, she has advantages I don't have. He's lucky. Okay. She knows the right people. He had a head start. Okay. Then what is happening? Okay. You're completely changing the narrative that is in your head. So maybe not. Okay. But the truth is, those explanation change nothing about your life. Okay, no one should feel sorry for you if you're jealous right now, okay, about someone else. Okay, so jealousy, okay, when you use it well, is not the reason to stay stuck. Okay, it's where you need to get, like, that kick in the butt and just say, like, come on, let's go do it. Okay, you gotta do something else. Okay, so when you using, okay, those excuses, unfortunately, it's like if you're detaching yourself of the process. You're saying, well, it's not in my hands. Yes, it is. You have to take control over your life. You have to be responsible. Okay, jealousy is not an excuse to stay stuck. Jealousy is the invitation to look in the mirror and say, come on, let's go, you can do it. And finally, pillar number four, that psychological shift. Okay, so here it's the moment jealousy become curiosity, everything will change. So as I just shared a few seconds ago, it's by changing the question. Instead of asking why them, ask how. How did they do it? What repetition did they put in? What work did they do while I was making excuse? What can I learn from them? So it's really about, okay, not thinking that they have something special. It's mostly about thinking, how can I be consistent, determined, and willing to do the work? It's simply done, okay, because they put the repetition. Okay, they show up every day, they did the boring, they did the uncomfortable, they did the irritating work again and again. So when you see somebody having something that you want, or you feel you have that feeling of jealousy, ask yourself, how? How did they do that? So that's the four pillar. So jealousy reveals a desire. Jealous people focus on people, not on process. Jealousy become dangerous if you use it as an excuses, because you're detaching yourself from the control that you really have. And change the question. Instead of why them, ask how. Okay, jealousy is not your enemy, it's an information. What you do with that information will actually determine your future. So now, to use, okay, those questions and be the mirror, I will let Marie-Pierre come and do the quiz with you this morning.
Yes, thank you, Jean-Philippe. So it's time to do the quiz, but before that, we have to remind ourselves that comparison is human. The problem is not that we compare. The problem is what we do after we compare. So the quiz, and make sure that you always answer honestly, not to judge yourself, but today is to discover whether comparison has become your excuse or is it becoming your teacher in your life. So for each question this morning, you can answer A, B, or C. So let's start with question number one. You have a friend that lost a lot of weight. So what do? A, you think, oh, it was easier for them. B, I feel inspired, but I don't do much. Or C, I study what they did to apply some of it to me. Question number two. Someone you know start making more money than you. So what happened? A, it bothers me more than I want to admit. B, I feel mixed emotion. Or C, I become curious about their strategy. Question number three. You hear someone reach a goal that you wanted for years. What happened next? A, I focus on why I haven't done it. B, I feel motivated briefly. Or C, I immediately look for their blueprint. Question number four. When someone succeeds, what do you focus on first? A, the result. B, the person. Or C, the process. And question number five. Someone's success seems effortless on social media. So how do you feel? A, I feel frustrated. B, I wonder how they do it. Or C, I remind myself that I'm only seeing the highlight reel. So did you get mostly A, mostly B, or mostly C? So if you have mostly A's, you are in the comparison trap. So right now that comparison is draining your energy. You spend too much time looking at results and not enough time studying the process. So success feels threatening instead of something that you can learn from. So the danger is that criticism, excuse, and discouragement that can slowly become a habit. But the good news is that every person who succeeds is showing you that it's possible. So growth will begin when the comparison will become curiosity for you. Now, if you have it mostly B, you are the observer. So you admire success, you are open to learning, but too often admiration stop at admiration. So you watch, you appreciate, you get inspired, but you don't always take action. So your next level isn't more motivation, but it's implementation of what you learn from them. And if you have mostly C's, now you are the student of success. So you understand that success leaves you and you don't compare to complain, you compare to learn. So when others win, you become curious. You know that every result has a process behind it and that mindset will accelerate your growth. So keep studying that pattern, those habits, those systems, and repetition. So now 5-point daily practice to turn your comparison into growth. Number one, replace that envy with curiosity. So every time someone succeeds, you want to ask, what can I learn here? And not just envy the result. Number two, study the process, not the result. So you don't want to focus on that promotion or that result. Focus on the repetition that creates that. Number three, keep a success notebook. So write down those habits, those systems, those strategies that you learn from successful people that they use so you can go and in your notebook to make sure that you can implement those. Number four, stop comparing beginnings to ending. So if you are seeing someone in their chapter 20 while you are living chapter 3, stop comparing that you should be at the same level. So stop comparing the beginnings to the ending. And number five, choose one habit at a time to copy. So every week, you can borrow one success habit from someone that you admire. Small habit will create those big transformation. So we know one thing at a time, a small thing can become huge when you decide to do it every day. So a reminder is that someone else's success is not a proof that you can do it. It's a proof that it can be done. So the question is, will you use that comparison to become an excuse, or will it be a teacher for you to bring you to the next level? So on that, I wish you a beautiful day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for the next podcast. Bye, everyone.